We are definitely no longer self-diagnosed. We are the number one outside diagnosed most mediocre reseller podcast in the world, folks.
Wow.
It's Joe Philly Picker, Mike Death Pile Picker, and I am Jimmy Old School Flips.
And we've just spent 30 minutes on Jimmy rehearsing that.
Yeah, well, I spent 30 minutes rehearsing that. The show's over, folks. It's done. That was it.
That's it.
I almost got it right. Good thing is we have a tax professional with us today. It's Mike. He's our resident tax professional.
Oh, I'm not. I think I'm going to ruffle your feathers. Based on your story, I might ruffle your feathers. I'm definitely going to ruffle some feathers out there.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm sure Mike is.
Apparently, I'm the one that ruffles feathers, but I'm not going to go there.
Well, I mean, when you make fun of somebody's sweater as a gift, it was a gift from his daughter. I mean.
I felt like what's that song where if you want to destroy my sweater?
Oh,
song, yeah.
Weezer,
yeah. I felt like that when I was destroying the sweater during the podcast. That was a beautiful rendition I just did. If you guys need a singer, just let me know. If anybody out there has a band. What's going on this week, guys? We're just gonna sit here and admire each other?
No. I mean, I guess we can just like jump into it. I don't really have anything.
I don't either.
What? We do. I mean, we got stuff to talk about. But the thing is, like, we got to get rid of like certain elephants in the room and stuff like that. Jimmy's like, no, we don't. We ain't got to do that. No. Hey, this sweater thing, it's jokes, people. And I'll tell you, like, we had commenters. Oh, I won't say commenters. That would be plural. We had one in particular. That's right. Thanks, sweetheart.
Oh, another call. Wow.
Mike's got his coffee. You got your work jacket on right now?
It is kind of Duluth trading. I'm just outside, dude. It's like 30-something degrees.
That's cold.
Sorry. I know. Yeah, y'all are like, man, it's probably snowing up there.
Yeah,
it was snowing. We got some snow last night.
We're on the verge. We have to drip our faucets. The winter storm is coming.
It's a code red down there. Like everybody's panicking. Put some blankets over your plants in the front yard.
Grocery store shelves are empty. Yeah,
palm trees won't make it.
Don't those reptiles fall out of the tree when they freeze when they get too cold?
The iguanas?
Yeah, don't they fall like they get too cold? Their blood like slows down or something. They
don't know. Out of trees cool they did though. I mean, I watch this one dude on online Instagram or something, just yoinking stuff. I forgot what it is. It's not Soda City Flips though. It's not Shane.
Not Shane.
I know he's big into the herpes, but. It is not him.
Really? I did not know that. I did not know he was a spokesman.
Yeah, he's a herpetologist.
Wow.
Herpesologist? I don't know what
is
they
that
are.
A word? Are you making up words right now?
No. It's man, I don't know. We ain't gonna talk about this. Speaking of herpes, let's talk about the disease that we had in the Facebook comment.
Facebook comment. What happened?
Or not Facebook comments, YouTube comments. Look, we appreciate you watching, but all the stuff we say are jokes.
Yep.
And 100% like Joe and I, we just jumped on board because Jimmy decided, like I set Jimmy up. We're going to talk about this. And Joe and I decided we want to know part of it. We're just going to let Jimmy do it. And Jimmy did it. Jimmy dedicated that episode. And, it was deserved. I mean, the opening line of Trash to Cash was, Kevin is just rage baiting us with this sweater. I mean, he rage baited a whole community of resellers.
Yep. I mean, I'm one to defend myself, so I will say, because they did set me up, folks, that I got that picture before the episode came out. So I didn't even have a chance to see what I was making fun of. Like I just went for it. I'm not gonna lie. I dove in head first and made fun of it.
Yeah, you went down with the ship. No problem.
I went down with that shit.
Me and Mike bailed. We got on.
I tried to text Kevin, but he blocked me. So
Yeah, well,
then consolation, Jimmy donated $69 to the Lesbian Coalition of America this past week. So
I did. No, the Lesbian Sweater Coalition. They make
sweaters.
sweaters.
Lesbian Sweater Coalition.
They're sweater making company.
I just want to put it out there. I wore the gift that my kids got me, this Bucky hoodie.
Oh, you are wearing the Bucky's hoodie.
Yeah, and I want to be like Kevin. So don't make fun of it. My kids got it for me. Okay.
I think you're safe. I think you're safe.
You're safe with that. You're wearing a beaver.
That would apply to the other joke too, but we don't even need to go.
There's a beaver joke in there somewhere.
Enough with the beaver jokes. Enough with
I tell you, we appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate you watching.
You guys watching
and commenting and everything, but don't get it twisted, man. They're all jokes. That's it.
I mean, I've said it a couple
ain't no
times.
reading the room. We're in 3 different rooms and we're all joking.
Yep.
So enough said about that. What are we talking about? First, the new year. Obviously, this is our first recording, the first official recording of the new year, and we know that Joe's already a failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Word on the street. It's the word in the marketplace.
Yeah, I feel like what are we 6 days into this already, and more disorganized than I ever was in 2024.
Basketball has not moved.
No.
To be clear.
No. And what else? Oh, and I only listed 2 days this week. 2 days this year so far. So I went to list something every day. So, I failed. How are you guys doing?
I failed too.
I've been doing good. I've been listing every day. I did not list this weekend because I was doing inventory. We'll talk about that.
What do you mean? I listed every day. I did not list this weekend.
I had to do inventory.
We're 6 days into this thing.
But my sales have been good. Does that count? My sales have been way up this last weekend. I did a really good sales weekend.
Yeah, dude. I had 4 sales over the weekend, which is 4 more than the weekend before.
When you only have 4 items listed, that's pretty good.
No, it's
now
actually I did good with the listing 10 per day, and I did not list over the weekend. I didn't list my 5. I was supposed to do 5 on those days, and I did not. Instead I came up here and I organized a little bit more, did a little more work in here, trying to.
I have a bad echo. Do you guys hear that?
No,
we're good now.
All right, I'll keep my speakers off just to amuse y'all.
All right, we're
all right, folks. We're back 6 minutes later. We're still the number one self-diagnosed number one.
Now you don't even know it either. See, look at you. You're giving me crap.
Hey,
the outside diagnosed, not self.
Look, the principle is, the moral of the story is, we've been gone for 6 minutes and it's all been my fault. So,
well, I mean, you said you were doing it to appease us, but like that echo was like the worst echo ever. So
ever.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
You sound like my wife. You sound like my wife. You use all encompassing words.
It's like,
is anybody shocked that it was Mike's fault? I mean, is anybody?
Nobody is shocked.
Okay.
I just want to know why it came out of nowhere. It wasn't there at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, Mike's speakers all of a sudden started playing as loud as Wrigley Field.
Because he's playing on his computer. He doesn't pay attention.
Back to failed New Year's resolutions. So we all suck. We're all stupid.
We all suck at resolutions. We all failed 100%.
Sales have been decent, but what are we going to do to get back on track?
I don't know. List.
I have some drafts that I just have to take pictures of, so I'm gonna. Maybe I have like 10 drafts, so maybe that will hold me over for 2 days.
So when you say list every day, what is y'all's goal of daily listing?
I don't have a goal at all. I just want to get some listing done. Like today, I did 9. Felt good about it, and I was done.
So you don't set a value or anything. What about you, Joe?
No, I don't set a value or whatever. I just want to get a few things listed. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 10, but I just want to do it more consistent. I I don't even know if I said every day, but I want to be more consistent about it. But
You're consistently bad at it. So
that's the only thing I'm consistent at.
Mhm.
I mean, there's days I'll do 25, and then there's days I'll do 12, and then there's days I'll do 9. Some days I'll do 5. Some days I'll do anywhere in that range usually. It
And
just all depends on how I feel and what else I got going. Like I edited a video today, so that's why I edited a YouTube video for my Old School Flips channel, which has been performing very well. So I'm staying on top of that. But then that led me with a little bit less time today, so I only listed 9.
yeah, I try to focus like a couple times a month. I'll just make sure that I have not like just dedicate a whole day to focus on eBay. And those days I'll get 20 listed, 25 listed, sometimes 30 listed, depending on what if it's a bunch of DVDs, I can knock them out real quick, But if it's stuff I have to look up, clothing that I have to take measurements of, that stuff takes some time for me to do it because I don't enjoy doing it. I think that's also the problem.
I know why Mike didn't list. Because Mike's been decorating his room. I see there's some stuff on the shelves.
Oh, yeah,
starting to look pretty fancy in there.
Yeah, dude, I picked up another shelf. It was like $800 shelf. I found it from some real estate people that would use them in staging homes and stuff. Here, I'll let me show it here with you. That bad boy there.
Yes.
So it's got like it's got the look of like the industrial kind of look. Oh, sorry, I'm crooked. It's got the crooked industrial look.
Yeah, that industrial look goes really good with those steer horns you got.
Shut up, man. Longhorn. Go Longhorns.
Go Longhorn.
Yeah, man.
How do you do it like that?
No, we're not in Hawaii, dude.
We're not in Hawaii, dude.
That's not that.
No, I'm just playing. No, I'm glad to see you're getting some of those. I know there's some really good toys on those shelves. I've seen some of the stuff that Mike finds. That's cool.
I'll tell you, it's like that 80s commercial when the dad comes in and he got like the bag of weed and everything. And it's like, where'd you get this? And I'm like, I learned it by watching you, Dad. Well, Jimmy's my dad, okay? Jimmy is the toy dad. Like, you want to find good stuff, pick it. Like that. That's what Jimmy does.
Never been called the toy daddy before.
I know. But
I'm watching you.
Dude, I mean, like, think about some of the stuff. Like, I got that Ghostbusters thing from you. But a lot of the stuff that we love, I mean, it's very, very similar. Yeah. I don't think you love Ghostbusters as much as I do. I probably don't love Transformers as much as you. I definitely don't love Ninja Turtles. I'm a little bit before that. I like.
I am too. I like the movie. You didn't like the movie?
Oh yeah, of course, dude.
I like it more for the movie than the cartoon.
Dude, first movie I took a girl to. See, I started earlier than Kevin. He did Robin Hood. I did Ninja Turtles. What was that? 89?
Oh, I don't. Was it 89?
89, was it?
I think the first Ninja Turtles. I think it was. I don't know. It was second or third grade. Alicia Ward, shout out if you're out there watching.
Man, we did the whole name. We should find her. We need to find her. I'm sure she has some stories.
Did you? I was in second or third grade. Like what?
Did you only know her for third grade, or did you go through the rest of school with her?
Oh, dude, I moved around a lot. Like my parents were extremely, I guess, unstable. I mean, not unstable. I mean, be like, that's where you got it from.
It explains everything.
No, they just moved around. So like, they would rent homes and everything. They didn't own a house until later on. And I think up until I was 22, that was when I had spent more years on Earth than I had lived in places. So right at 22 is when I lived in 22 places.
Oh, my kids are going to talk about me, so I feel bad. I feel bad.
Well, it just depends on how many podcasts you're on and move across the country.
No more. No more.
Florida's looking nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's
You should. You're welcome here. Both of y'all are welcome here.
I'm the complete opposite. I didn't move as a kid. I was out of high school before my parents moved.
Wow.
Again,
Oh,
I only lived 1 year with them after high school. Then I got my own place, but I didn't move much. So all the kids, like when you said third grade, like I've known pretty much the majority of my friends since kindergarten because we went all through, kindergarten through 8th grade together. We went to some went to separate high schools, and that
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a little bit different as well. I didn't move a lot, but my kids moved a lot. I moved my kids a lot. It's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you just got to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like, it's exactly like what Stand By Me says at the end of it. It's like having all these friends your entire life or something. You look back and you realize that at 12 years old, you had no better group of friends. Or there was no better group of friends that I had than when I was 12 years old.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
mine was more like 15, 16, but yeah.
But I picture that. Like, we used to go we used to disappear for a day. And we just go to like little, it wasn't really an aqueduct. They were just water runoff things, like where the water would drain out of the sewer and then come down in this big pipe thing. But we'd
You guys
ride our
find
bikes like across town. Like,
You guys would
we
find a
ride
pirate
miles.
ship down there.
Oh,
You guys would find gold. One Eye Willie was down there. You guys would find sloth. The Fratellis were there.
the
It was
Goonies,
great.
huh? I see what you're doing there. That was one of my favorite
Copper
movies.
pot. I mean, it was an adventure. They could have made a movie out of that.
Yeah.
All
They should. You can't point on.
right.
Mm. So
Yeah. I didn't have those kind of adventures. I didn't. But that's cool. I don't know, guys. Are we talking about taxes today? Is that what we're supposed to talk about?
yeah, I mean, we can. I'm done with my taxes, by the way.
You're done with your taxes?
Yeah.
Now, you're not like these guys that said, I'm done with my taxes because I filed an extension.
No, I'm done.
Wait, you're done for last year's taxes already?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it made me feel like more of a failure, Mike. I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus.
thanks a lot. Talk
Well,
about
that's fine. I guarantee you. Well, I mean, I don't know how. All right, we'll talk about it. I'll tell you, like everybody says, don't talk about certain things. Don't talk about religion, politics, and reselling. You don't talk about what was it, printing, and who you use, what printer you use, and what shipping.
Oh yeah.
Rolo,
Dymo or
Dymo.
Rolo or
Yeah, all this stuff. Taxes, I'll tell you.
I told you he's our tax professional, folks. Write this down, everybody, and do exactly as he says.
No, don't do what I say.
Doesn't work. Come
Okay,
after
do
him.
what I say. No, it can't not work. Anybody that does the accrual method is completely unnecessary.
The what method?
Accrual.
What does that mean?
Accrual. That is where you itemize everything, itemize each expense, and you forecast a certain amount. Well, I mean, the way that you're supposed to do it
Yeah.
is you would forecast a total expense, but you prorate it per year based on your sales, and then you have a forecast. I'll tell you, cash in, cash method, cash in, cash out. That's it. If you do it other than that, you're dumb. To everybody out there, coming from me, these two might not support it. You're dumb.
You heard that here first. He's called.
You're
He'll get praised in the
dumb.
comments for that. Everybody's gonna say how much they love Mike for saying that. I say something about a sweater, and
Well, I'm just telling you. So
I
think
don't
about it.
understand. I don't. How do you do eBay cash in, cash out?
How do you do? Let me ask you this: how do you do your taxes? What do you do? What are your write-offs and what are
Say,
your?
Sonia, here's the numbers you asked for.
Well, Sonia does it.
Yeah.
Do you just do like, okay, I took out this much money out of the ATM on this day,
Yes.
and then you'll say, okay, this week I earned $1,000 on eBay, but I took out.
No, I mean, I get my numbers from eBay. I can see my gross sales. I can see how much my shipping labels cost. I can see how much my fees cost. So I pull all those numbers from eBay.
You get net.
Yeah, and then I keep track of how much I spend. Like you said, when I pull money out, or if I spend money at a thrift store or whatever, that's all kept track of throughout the year.
So
And then
it's net minus expenses minus deductions.
yeah, for the most, yeah.
Then that's cash.
I also, I do the inventory. Because they ask you what your inventory was worth at the beginning on your inventory on the shelf, not what it's worth, what you paid for it. So I have to put in what my inventory was worth at the beginning and the end of the year as well. So that's why I did inventory.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Well, I don't know then. I'll have to ask Sonia why she asked for that number. Because she asked
You
me
don't.
for those numbers.
Inventory. You know what my inventory is worth? What I paid for it.
That's what I'm saying. What I paid for it, yeah.
So
But
anytime you go
it rolls over, Mike. You didn't pay for it.
you have a separate bank account for business.
I didn't pay for it all in 2024. Some of my inventory I've had since 2022 and 2023.
Yeah, how do you keep track of that?
Irrelevant.
Huh?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
In a cash method, it is irrelevant.
Oh.
It does not matter what you have on hand because you've already claimed that expense in a previous year. It doesn't matter what you have there. See if you can do a write-in. It just says Nunya. There's Nunya business.
Nunya business.
See how
Per
that
Mike,
yeah,
death pile picker.
That's fine. Oh, hell, I'm putting it on here.
Well,
Dear IRS.
Whether I need that number or not, man, I did inventory, and I'll tell you what, I got rid of so much junk. I found stuff that wasn't listed that I should have been listed, and there was 3 things that were listed that weren't on the shelf that where they were supposed to be. So I got rid of 3 things that were listed that weren't there for whatever reason. I got rid of a lot of, I make mistakes, and for some reason I still list it, and then I'm like, why is this listed on sale at 50% off for $8 and it has no views? Like, why is that item listed? Get rid of it. So I get rid of stuff like that.
You donate it?
Yeah, I'll donate it. Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff? Like, give me an example of something.
One was I don't know, like some Hallmark ornaments that weren't good ones, or so I had some cassettes. This one was funny. It was some cassette tapes that were like classical music Mozart's or whatever, brand new sealed, 3 of them. They sold. They sold as soon as I was getting ready to take them. Or so actually, we thought we took them down and we didn't. They were still on the shelf, and then they sold that night. We were going to take them off of eBay. So like
Google listening.
But it's random. Like there's some action figures that weren't that good that I pulled out that I don't know why.
Put them on comments.
Well, I'm gonna do that with hats. I pulled a lot of hats. I had a lot of hats that were listed that didn't have any views and were already down to like $12 on. So like if it doesn't get a lot of views, I put it on 50% off sale, and then it's still not getting views. It's time to go. It's time to get rid of it.
I don't do well with hats anyway.
Yeah. What was that, Mike?
You said you put it on 50% off?
So what I do is every month I check the views. I check my views.
Yeah.
So and kind of rewind. I have everything already on 50% off that's supposed to be on 50% off, so I can see that it's on 50% off. Then I go through and I check my views, and I'm looking for things that are not on sale that got 0 views. Well, if it got 0 views in the last 30 days, it now moves to the 50% off sale, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have items that were already on 50% off sale because I put it there because it was getting no views, and it's still getting no views. And it's time for that stuff to go. Like, it's on 50% off, getting no views. And trust me, I've already end and sold similar on it in the past. Like, it's been through all that rigmarole, if you will. Is that a fun word or what?
Rigmarole.
Still on my shelf, still 50% off. and still not selling, so I get rid of stuff like that.
Well, I mean, if it's in certain categories, I know you don't promote. I don't promote.
I promote.
You promote
Yes.
at like suggest. Oh, you have a flat. You have a flat. That's right.
No,
But
I do suggested with a cap.
yeah, okay. But your
So I
cap
put a
10%.
ceiling on mine. So it's yeah.
Anybody else that got opinion about that, you can blow it up your whatever.
Let us know in the
But,
comments how much of a hero Mike is for his thoughts, please.
yeah.
I pay. Well, getting back to the taxes thing, I just pay somebody to do them. I give him everything that he needs.
That's
and
the
that's
smart
it.
one right there. You're the smart one of the group.
I track everything on what the hell? What's it called? My cost.
Reseller Genie? My reseller Genie?
No, my cost pro. I've been using it since I've been whatever since I've
My
always.
reseller Genie code death pile people.
You have a code? Really?
Yeah, of course.
Check you out.
All right, you're fancy.
Congratulations to them over there. They have a new baby right?
Oh, you talking about me? Because I
No,
just
I'm talking about
shouted them out. And,
my reseller Genie. There's a Genie baby now.
yes.
Yeah, but I think he does. But I get a W-2 too from my full-time job, so I don't know how he does it or anything else like that. So my taxes cost me money to do, but
Well, mine was.
I'm pretty much the same way. Mike, I take everything out, everything shows up through that, and then anything I use a separate debit card,
Yeah,
everything for it. Separate bank account for it, everything, and he just gets those statements at the end of the month, and he can see what I took out and what I paid for and what.
You guys don't do inventory at all, then, huh?
No, of course not.
You guys don't do inventory?
No, Joe's tax guy comes and spends 3 nights with them and researches his inventory and tallies it all up. No, of course not. What?
Hey, I don't know. Maybe he spends the weekend. They make some
Folks, it's
grinder
January.
sandwiches. I don't know.
The one thing I don't understand is if you can switch or if you can't switch, or if 1 year you have to do both kinds to offset it and verify. I don't know. But if you can get out, if you're doing it the stupid way, stop doing it. If you can, Google it and find out, like, hey, this year can I use cash method?
Cash
tax
method.
credit? If you can get out of whatever stupid way you're doing it, do it. I mean, I can't say it any better.
This is going to be the last episode because we are giving like the worst tax advice that you're probably not supposed to give out tax advice. All right.
I mean, I thought Mike was going to say pay your taxes. That's all.
So you guys, well, I know Mike's inventory, the 5 things he had listed is probably pretty accurate. But like,
now, my wife was super surprised. I'll tell you this. Because I didn't sell. Like I said, my store was closed multiple times, vacations, death, blah, blah, blah. We've all gone over this. But she was like, did you know you sold $22,500 worth of stuff? Doing nothing, folks. Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Without even trying.
Like, hold on. Let me see.
That's your gross? That's your eBay total?
Yeah. In 90 days, my 90-day total, I don't know. That's how bad it is. 18
big
orders.
Time. You are big time.
18 orders.
Should you look at that, people? Are we really listening to Mike when it comes to reseller advice?
Hey, who's done with their taxes? Shut up, Jimmy. And so
you're right. I'm the stupid way is my way for sure.
And it got to a point like, because of expenses on everything else, like I did shelves, I bought new shelves when we moved down to the other place. I have expenses on buying inventory. I still go out picking somewhat, but I wasn't during the actual moving parts.
You have to have a huge gas bill. Do you do mileage or gas?
Mileage.
I'm just asking.
No, anybody out there, if you're doing gas,
that's what there's people that do.
Being stupid, huh?
Stop being stupid. You're right.
Is that what you do?
No, I do mileage, 100%.
Okay, thank God, Jimmy. I was like, it's going to be going.
I don't want to be 100% stupid. I know I'm 95% stupid, but like inventory has helped me out. Like it's first of all, joking aside, inventory's done. I've touched every item on my shelf. Like there's no stress of, because we've all been there, sold some and it's not there. I had 3 things that were not there. I'm not worried about that right now at all. Like if I sell something, I know it's there. And then another thing that's been good, the last 2 years, this year I found like an $80 item that wasn't listed. But the 2 years before that, I found items both years that were worth well over $100 that were not listed. That I listed after I found them, put them on eBay, and they sold within a couple weeks of listing them because I did inventory. And there's probably 15 things that were on my shelves that were not listed for whatever reason. I don't know why they're not listed, but they
I
weren't.
find I get into the mood sometimes where I'll come down here and I'll look through a bin or two of stuff. I never really do the full thing because
Yeah,
I lose track
it
of it.
does
Or,
take a while. And
yeah,
Sonia helped me.
it takes a while.
Shout out to Sonia. She helped me. It took us almost a whole day. Yeah.
But I find stuff down here all the time that's not listed that is in the listed bins. So
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they sold and the person never paid and I never relisted it or whatever you have to do with that. Or
No, eBay just took it down. I'm convinced eBay is just screwing with people.
I believe it. I believe it. That's what they're there for. They're not here to help us out. They're just eBay's here. No, I love eBay. What are you talking about? I'm on the I love eBay.
I love eBay too, but you know what? They don't protect their buyers the same way, or so they don't protect their sellers the same way they do their buyers. And
Well, most places don't. Most places don't.
That's an ongoing thing.
I don't need protection, buddy.
But seriously, Texas, like, we'll end here.
I want you to do a video like Dave and Kevin, where you with that 20-some thousand that you said you sold. I want you to break down how much you made, like they did in their recent videos. Can we get a video? You're a bunch of liars.
They lied. No,
it's clickbait.
Yeah, so you factor in that, and then you factor in some online selling and stuff like that. But all that 22,000 is factored in, obviously, with a 1,590-day total. Like, yeah, sure, folks, you can pay attention to me, but it's just been like trickling in. And like I said, I took time off to focus on family. I mean, I went to Texas after my grandma died. I spent a month with my grandpa, and don't regret it. I mean, I have that kind of flexibility, and I don't have to worry about the income from eBay. So I 100% part time. But if I can do that kind of numbers with as little as I worked, and I spent, like I said, I spent a lot. I'll tell you, it got down to 3,500, and with my write offs, I was at negative 4,500. Right about that. So, and I'll say
cash now, baby.
Well, I say write offs, not expenses. I'm talking about like expenses. Will shopping around for like collectibles, shopping around for new inventory, not listing it, but I'm still picking.
Yeah.
And then just the mileage and everything, it just adds up. There was, my wife's just like, I put 5,000. I put 5,000. I'm like, it was way more. She's like, I know.
But I was going to say, you probably did way more than that.
Roll some dice, and whatever number you get, that's just put it in there.
I tell you, as a what do they call it? It's a self-employed. You can show a loss. 2 times within, I think, 5 years before they would think it's a failure.
I mean,
and any other year, like, we'll have to not put all the things on there to reduce your audit risk. When you do all of this stuff, it'll let you know what your audit risk is. And I will gladly pay a little bit to reduce that risk. I don't care. I hate the government, but I'll give them a little bit of moolah to keep them off my doorstep. It's the greatest lie that's ever told. Hi, we're from the government. We're here to help. Like, what?
Oh boy, here we go. Now we're gonna start talking about this. Hey, I my year was down 15% from the year before. That sucks.
15%. See, I don't even know how to do that. That's how good.
eBay does it for you. eBay does it for you.
I understand that.
15% from the year before. But I did clear 100,000 barely.
Was that on your report? See, my
In
wife pulled my
sales, under sales, you just click on sales, and then you do the compare last year compared to the prior year.
Where are you on under selling
Under
or under Seller Hub?
Seller Hub, and then you go to performance. Right, so go to your overview. This is riveting for our listeners.
Perfume.
And then right there, one of the blocks should say sales.
Yep, sales
Click on sales.
this
Then
year.
Then there's the drop down. Then do this year and compare it to the same period prior year. Generate report.
Ooh,
Or last year. I'm sorry, last year, not this year. Last year and prior year, not this year. Last year, because this year's 2025.
Oh yeah, it only pulls the same period, like January 1st through the 6th.
Yeah.
It doesn't show the whole year. I can't see it.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, we're not.
I can't. What you said though, I can't with that number. I can't be in the negative. I show way less than that as income, but I can't be in the negative right there. They'll be like, "What's going on, buddy? What's going on? What's really happening here?" I don't know. The mileage is the huge one though. Like, make sure. I mean, there's a lot of miles that you can calculate and write off. I mean, I use an app. I use Mile IQ, where every time I drive, when I'm done driving, I just swipe if it was business or personal. Bam. And at the end of the year, I get a report, tells me how many business miles I drove and how many personal miles I drove. And I just plug that business mileage right in there. Beautiful.
I don't drive any personal miles. Everything is for work. I pick everywhere I go. I drive to Texas specifically to go to Goodwill. And I can show you expenses where I did go to Goodwill.
Gotcha.
So a portion of that.
There's times I don't stop to pick. I go to the doctor. I don't stop to pick. Sometimes I'll run to the store to get milk. I don't stop to pick. So there's times I'll go meet somebody for dinner.
If you asked me to prove it, I couldn't, Jimmy.
I know.
I'm down to 2.8% this year.
2.8%.
You're down?
Yeah.
See, I don't even see how you said report. Like, is it the one where it says sales via fixed price?
No.
Breakdown. I have 5 buyers, 5 sales, which is up 150%.
Are you on your Seller Hub overview?
No, on performance.
Okay. Yeah, go to your Seller Hub, go to performance,
go to performance, and then go to sales. And then when you're there, there's a drop down you want to hit last year, and then compared to the prior year, and then you generate report. You find that?
Yeah.
And then when you generate the report, right below it tells you how much your sales were and how it compared percentage wise to the previous year. So I'll say mine is down because Sonia was helping me the year before, and Sonia has been working off and on this in 2024. She worked off and on, so it was mainly just me in 2024, where the year before it was both of us. So that has an effect on why it went down too, for sure. This is riveting, though. I know our listeners are like gone.
You just delete this. Like, seriously. They don't care. They don't care about how I'm giving them tax advice, and I'm asking like how to generate a report. All right. That is absolutely 100% enough of a allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly.
But I'm just saying about the tax that it's way easier. Please, for the love of God, do that. Like cash method. Anybody that's thinking about getting into it, cash method. Do not do your research on it. You can go cash. Don't do it any other way.
Okay.
other than that, so we did failed failed New Year's resolution. We did the taxes. Uh, Speaking of failure, Facebook meetup. What?
Yeah,
Joe, what'd you do?
nothing. I found the Guitar Hero, the world tour set, like the whole thing,
They had the drums and everything, or what?
drums and everything, sealed, $50,
Brand new?
brand new.
Too good to be true.
Well, that's what I thought in the beginning. I checked. She had other feedback. Other items that sold. She sold like maybe 75 items on there. There were two things available on there: a nightstand that she was selling for like $25, and this was $50. But
You
she
know what
looked like 50.
console it was for?
What's that?
What console was it for?
We,
PlayStation or Xbox or Wii?
yeah.
All right.
But it's like $300, right? I mean, from what I,
Sounds about right.
yeah. So I immediately saw it. I texted her or sent her a message on there. Yeah,
You
I can
slid
meet
into her DMs. I got you.
you. Is that what the kids call it now?
That's what the kids call it. Yeah.
All right. So immediately responded. I said, when can you meet up? She said tomorrow at 12:30. Okay. Gave me the address. It was a Mealy's furniture store. I said, oh, okay. Or no, not Mealy's, Bassett's. Bassett's Furniture.
Bassett's?
Bassett's, yeah.
Not Mealy's.
Not Mealy's. I said, okay. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30. I
You
drive
will
out.
never. Yeah, she's so.
Drive out there. On the way out there, she said, I got held up with something. I won't be there until 2:00. It's 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll find something to do out there. I met her at this furniture store, but it's connected to a mall. I'll find something to do. Time comes, nothing. Sent her a bunch of messages, nothing, and then marked it sold on my way home. My 50-minute ride home, marked it sold.
That's messed. She marked it up.
So
Facebook is a nightmare when it comes, but I'm used to it. Like, I don't, it's not like, I know it sucks. I know you're not complaining, and I don't complain about Facebook anymore because I'm used to it. Like, over the weekend, I collect blow molds for myself now for my yard.
Mhm.
And some lady put on 3 blow molds and it was not cheap. They were like $70, but they were good ones. They were ones that I wanted for my yard. There was like a couple carolers and some other one. And I wanted them, and I was like, and it was only like 15 minutes away. So I was like, message them, hey, are these available? Yes, they are. Do you want to come and get them? Yeah, I want to come and buy them right now. I live 15 minutes away. I can be there. I'm like, no response after that. After about 15 minutes, they message, I have someone else interested. Of course you do. Well, I can come and get them now. And then, like you said, nothing again, and then sold. I'm like, you told me they were available, and then now then someone else came in and they probably offered them more though. That's what I know. Like, they had them for 75. Someone probably came and said, I'll give you over 100 for them because they were good. They were good blow molds. So they probably paid more. They probably outbid me or whatever, and came in and got them.
But I usually just check in my area, and I'll do all the way down to like 10 miles or 15 miles, however you can put the filter in there. I usually do it for whatever reason. This was, like I said, it was, I don't know how many miles, but it was 50 minutes away with the GPS. It was 50 minutes away. So I figured I'd take the shot at it for a $50 item that I could probably sell for 300,
That's the
But never again, man. I'm done with Facebook Marketplace.
When I first started reselling, sorry.
Yeah, I haven't found much on there anyway recently, but I check every now and then when I'm just laying around. And
a short 5-6 years ago, when I first started, I found stuff on Facebook multiple times a week. I was buying stuff to resell on Facebook. I would be out sometimes 5-6 things a week, lots, video, whatever it was. I'd be buying stuff on Facebook all the time. I don't remember. I can't even think of the last time I bought something on Facebook to resell. I can't think of it.
My biggest DVD collection that I bought was from Facebook, and he had only listed like a Friends entire series, brand new, and it might have been The Sopranos or it might have been Boardwalk Empire or something, one of them. but it was brand new, sealed or whatever, and the prices were good. I mean, the prices were really good. And then when I went to pick them up, he said, "Oh, I have 400 more DVD sets if you want to look at them or whatever." I bought every single one of them.
Wow.
And but that was from a Facebook book. But that was before 2020. That was probably in 2019. That was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
or the beginning
And
of
I,
2020.
to be clear, I check Facebook probably 10 times a day still. And I if I do find something, it's gone. Like I'm in competition with someone trying to buy it because there's somebody else already on it, and most of the time I don't get it or it's priced too high anyways.
I did learn though with
That
the
happened with
good.
No, I was just saying I had that happen with the shelf. Like it was something like I paid up for this. I asked for a little bit off because I had to drive about an hour to pick up that shelf, but I found one that was local. But like they just didn't even respond, and like 2 hours later, they're like sold. And I'm like, at least say pending something. Like
Yeah.
sorry, like yeah, like it was so cheap that I wasn't even going to negotiate on it. I was like, yeah, I'll just give you $50 for it.
Yeah, when
And
you ask if it's available, just say someone else is interested. Like, don't say yes, it is.
I
don't
try.
ever ask if it's available.
I try not to even ask that because some people get
Yeah,
you
they
know
get mad
pissed,
at that.
they get pissed off that it's there.
I delete that and say I'm interested in this.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I did. It's
That's
like,
exactly
hey, I'm super interested. Can I come take a look?
yeah.
And then they look at it and they leave you on red, and then they sell it later. I'm like, just tell me it's pending. Tell me I'm next. They say sorry, it may fall through. I don't know. Why do I have to sell something for you to me? Like I'm trying to buy it. I don't want to be the buyer and the seller for you. I
Just
want to be
don't
the
understand how a marketplace can be so like it's just so bad. Like it's just such a like Facebook is just I
Don't
don't
get me
people
started on
people
garage
sell
sales.
and buy
Jesus.
on there all the
You mean
time.
y'all want to go to a garage sale from last September? Huh? Like I can find you some.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I can't even list a yard sale. They won't let me list a yard sale. I try to list a
On
yard sale
Facebook?
because it has to be in I don't even know how to list it. How do you list a yard sale on Facebook? I don't even know how.
I
Like
think you
I
just
try
title it. I
and
think
it
you
takes
title
it
it
down.
garage sale and it automatically format. I don't think you can put it in a garage sale category.
Right. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
And then of course, so I went to a sale on on Tuesday or something like that, and it was listed as an estate sale. Everything must go, moving, blah blah. It was some reseller selling their junk. And like it wasn't even it was in their garage, it was freezing. It looked like it was gonna be an estate sale, like some, an actual no, it was just someone in their garage selling all their crappy reseller stuff that wasn't worth anything. And it was hardly anything. Like it was a glorified garage sale that they I call it they catfished me in. Like they said it's an estate sale. They took some pictures of a couple good items that weren't even really for sale.
Yeah.
And I showed up and there was no estate sale.
I wish Facebook would just auto delete stuff after
Oh
5 days. Like as far as anything in the garage sale category, just auto delete after 5 days because people can post it on Wednesday, it would get deleted on Monday, but it would stay up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or they would do it on Thursday, it would get deleted on Tuesday, but it wouldn't run over to the next weekend. Like,
Last time I had a yard sale, I tried to list it on Facebook, and every time I would list it, it would take it down. Say it was against their policy.
Do you have like neighborhood like groups or whatever that are like Facebook or like yard sale, virtual yard sales or whatever?
Yep.
I think because when we had a yard sale here, the neighborhood had one, and they had to list it in that because they had trouble, putting it up
in the marketplace.
Yeah, it was like a town-wide yard sale or whatever. So it was listed on the town page, but someone tried to make a separate post for it, but it had to be in the category. It had to be in like the neighborhood thing that we have here. So I don't know, but Facebook on selling on Facebook Marketplace, I've had some decent success with it, but the people that message you and message you and messages this, and now I don't even leave my house until they get to the location that I meet them. I tell them at the Wawa, and I give them that address, and then when I say text me when you're there, and it's 5 minutes from my house, I'll just drive over then, because there's been many times I sat out there and waited and waited and waited, nothing.
Man, Yeah, I have people pick stuff up in my house, but I'll be like must pick up, and I come to the house. I don't even care.
Yeah, so
Well, maybe one
I
day
sell
that'll be a
some stuff from
mistake.
from the house too.
But it's different out here. Like Facebook's a decent place to sell. We sold some furniture on there that we got in a storage locker. It took a lot longer than it would have in Denver. In Denver, we listed furniture and it was gone that day.
Yeah, the way more people, way
Yeah,
more
yeah.
buyers.
Way bigger marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I had people come to the house depending on what it is, but we just had a thing. We just had a crazy story here. You know those junk, like 1-800 junk.
Yep.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
more.
Whatever got junk.
They're
Yeah.
coming.
Well, this is junk luggers was the name of the business here. It was not
Junk luggers.
yeah, Luggers or whatever. So I live in Southampton, Pennsylvania. That's what so somebody from Southampton, Pennsylvania called junk luggers to come over and give an estimate. Listen to the story, crazy story. To give an estimate on the cleaning out their garage and everything, or whatever it was. So the guy took the estimator went out. It's a legit company. I mean, it's a big company.
Yeah.
I think it's a franchise, to be honest with you.
With an
But
unfortunate name. I gotcha.
came out, took pictures of it. The guy says, "All right, we'll give you an estimate or whatever." Goes back to the office, puts the file down on his desk. Well, there's the cleaners, the junk cleaners or whatever that come out to your house and pick it up.
Yep.
Got a hold of this file. And
What kind? Wait, like a paper file?
Yeah, it was probably like pictures or whatever, like in the file. Oh, I went out and gave an estimate at 123 Adams Street or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he came back to the office, the estimator, probably made a file or whatever, but anyway, left the file on his desk. Some employees that are like the labor came by, picked up the file or picked up the pictures, looked through the pictures, and saw that there was a gun safe in one of the photos. Now, it probably wasn't part of the junk removal. It was probably just in the garage or in the basement or whatever it is. So these guys decide to put 123 Adams in their phone to get where they're at, but it takes them to Montgomery County, which is a different county to where it's at. They break into the house. They end up killing the kid that lives there.
What?
All because of this. All because of 1-800 junk luggers.
Junk luggers. Thanks a lot.
So I don't have nobody come to the house.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I don't. We don't do a lot of. Yeah, that's that. Talk
it's
about
a crazy story, man. So can you make? And it's the same address, just in two different, Bucks County and Montgomery County, just two different addresses. Same address, two different counties. So the people that got broken into, and the kid got murdered, had nothing to do with having anybody come to his house.
Wow, that's a very, very sad story, Joe.
And very sad. So
it's a sad ending.
Yeah. So be careful with your Facebook meetups. Yeah. Meet at furniture stores and Wawa.
Meet at furniture stores and Wawa.
Well, that's why Jimmy gives them the address to Subway and Bucyrus. That way, if somebody decides to come and shoot up people,
let's meet at Subway.
Where's one stone?
Aren't you the guy that gave them a 1-star review? I sure am. You can see it right there.
That's why I
apparently it was a setup by a guy named Jimmy. He intentionally gave him the wrong address. But now, so you were talking about that. We were talking about the Facebook. That's how we got up, and the meetups or the incorrect addresses and everything.
Yeah,
but that's a problem down here right now because Facebook is like dead, like super dead with garage sales. Like, I went on there, had nothing, went out. Within 20 minutes from my house, I had already hit up like 7 garage sales. They were just on the main strip.
Where, like here, I have no trouble finding ourselves on Facebook here, but I agree, like different areas that there's different different ways to post them. Is there a place like, or is it just like?
I use this new website. It's called Craigslist. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Try it out.
Do you really go on Craigslist?
No,
I
I
was
use
about to say, Joe only finds old people stuff. There's only one.
Joe's the old people junk lugger.
Yeah.
It's like I just imagine Maud, 87 years old, like, hello, Thrifty Nickel. I'd like to place an ad.
Dude, that's that. Hey, the newspaper, like Kevin knows about this small town. Like newspapers is a place to look too. They post yard sales in newspapers around here still. So like the county newspaper, you check that, you'll find yard sales that nobody's finding out about because it's in the
Yeah,
newspaper.
you'll find Avon shit too.
That's right,
No.
baby.
There's an old paper, or it's a magazine or whatever that comes out. I don't even know how I think it's called Shoppy, Shoppee. But
Shabby.
Shoppy. But they down the shore or down the Jersey Shore, that's where everybody lists their garage sales in there. And it's a paper that comes out once a week.
So I was because I buy those end rolls. They're called end rolls from the post from the not the post office, from the newspaper company. I'll go in there and I use that for my packing paper. And there was one time I was in there buying some of those rolls, and this little old lady walks in with her little notepad, and she's like, "I'd like to post this yard sale to your newspaper," and she had it all, and they were like adding up per letter how much it costs and stuff to post that ad. So she was, and I was like trying to read. I was like, "When is your yard sale?"
I remember I did that with the Philadelphia Daily News. I think it was the Daily News or Northeast Times or something. I sold a Chevy Cavalier car that I had when I was younger. And I remember you had to pay by the word or by the line. I think it was by the line, how many lines you had on it.
I don't think I've ever posted anything in a newspaper ever in my life. Nope.
I'm sitting here piddling with Craigslist right now just to see, because now it's got me. But Reseller, I think it pulls from Craigslist and Facebook. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the app Reseller.
That one. That's
Reseller.
Not
GSLAR
yard
or whatever it is.
GSLR. Yeah, Reseller.
Oh, that one. That one gives me all kinds of stuff on there.
And everybody starts out. Do y'all start out in Montebello, California?
Montebello, no.
Yeah, it'll pull from me like Montebello, and I'm like, why the hell do I want to?
Because you're a true Californian, that's why.
No, far from it.
You reek of Californian. What are you talking about? Far from it.
Jimmy's a true good Californian.
I wasn't born there, but I lived there for 11 years.
Oh, you weren't born there?
As a child.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you said you grew up there and then you moved to Colorado.
I was born in Mesa, Arizona. When I was 1 years old, my parents moved to California.
Okay.
So and then I was raised there till I was 11, and then we went back to Arizona. So as a child, I lived in Northern California in the Bay Area.
You lived in Mesa. Okay.
Mesa, Arizona is where I was born at, and as a teenager, where I lived.
How far is Arizona from California?
That's a good question, Joe. Because
into 6 hours. Mesa to.
Well, they border each other, right? You can you can be in Arizona and then step over and be in California. But like from Phoenix area to Los Angeles, 7 hours. But from Phoenix area to San Francisco, 15 hours. Like it's a whole nother. It's that it's like
not that far.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. San Francisco is not 6 hours away, or not 9 hours away from there.
Well, that's not good math.
Well, you're also not going a good route. I wouldn't go necessarily a way that took.
All right, let's do the math. Let's do the math.
But we're not doing the math. Let's not. We're talking resale. Now we're just proving each other wrong. I'm sorry. Phoenix, you're right, Jimmy. You're right, Jimmy.
San Francisco. Of course, it's got 11 hours and 49 minutes, so it was not 15 hours.
Yeah, it's not even 14, 15, whatever.
Almost 12 hours.
Well, I was counting 2 breaks.
Stop and gas up.
I'm stopped.
Yeah, you got to let the demon dog take a potty break.
Yeah, the demon dog. He got in the trash can. This little sucker, he got in the trash can the other day, and he's a Frenchie, right? And it's a taller trash can, kitchen trash can. He knocked it over. He was all the way in that sucker, like in that trash can in there because it was empty except for the cheesy potatoes at the bottom. And so he was having a cheesy potato feast, all completely inside the trash can.
That's what you get. Put the cheesy
And
potatoes at the top, and then you
if
wouldn't
you
have
guys,
all the mess.
if you've listened to me talk about him before, he gets aggressive when he gets a hold of something that he doesn't want you to take it from him. He doesn't get a little bit aggressive. He turns into Cujo. So I tried to reach in there to get his collar, get him out, and got a couple little marks on my hand now.
You should have
Cattle
grabbed him
prod.
by, the tail that he
Well,
doesn't have.
he didn't have a tail.
I know.
Cattle prod.
So after that, it was lift up the trash can and try to dump him out of the trash can. My son came and helped me by then. He got a hold of the collar and got him out of there.
If
But
you hit him with a
he
cattle
had
prod
cheesy potatoes everywhere.
one time, he won't do it. Like, come on. Cattle prod. Hit him with a cattle prod one time.
All right. Well, there you go. That's right
One
there.
more.
Just punch numbers in there on your taxes. Cattle prod
all
your
this
dog.
advice from Mike tonight.
Mike is just on it. I
I
mean,
know.
if we weren't canceled before, 100% canceled now.
You're changing lives tonight, Mike. You're changing everybody's life. You know.
So my son was able to get a hold of his collar and get him out of there, and we got the trash can up. And like I said, he had cheesy potatoes everywhere, all over his head, all over his face. And the thing about it is, once he no longer has that possession, he's done. He's not mad anymore. He'll start. He wants to play, and where's my ball? And it's just when he has something that he wants and he knows he's not supposed to have. Cujo.
Wow.
Have you hit him with a roll up newspaper? I hear that. No, I'm here. Seriously.
No,
I hear that is the best thing for disciplining dog. It's because it doesn't necessarily hurt them, but it gains their attention enough. So
yeah,
like,
no, we've tried some different things. It's a long story.
I know.
He's been to the vet about it. He's now medicated. He's just he's got huge anxiety issues.
You'll be anxious for that butt whooping. Anyway.
Well, I mean, when he's yours, you'll know.
I'm saying when y'all come down, y'all. By the way,
I'm
flee
not
across Florida. Y'all need to come down in April.
When is that?
Is it still
when
going to be cold?
When in April is that?
April 15th, 16th.
Man, I don't know if I can make it. I want to. April 15th, 16th, flee across Florida.
Flee across Florida.
I don't know too much about Florida. I know Disney.
Am I going to get bit by an alligator?
Well, I can tell you it's a 30 degrees difference between me, where I am, and Dave, where he is. So I don't know. I set the weekly comparison.
April should be nice, though, right? Weather will be nice no matter what.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, like Rod and Carrie and Dave and Don, like everybody, y'all are invited to meet up with them in Tallahassee. They're going to be going to the neighborhood sales. Absolutely fantastic. We crushed it last year. They're adding 2 more people. I'm surprising myself. I'm just going to be out in the lowlands, like by myself. There's not a ton of picking, but Pensacola's good, but it is nothing like Tallahassee. Y'all go hang out with Dave and Carrie, Rod and Don, and y'all show them how to pick. And
you're talking to the viewers, not us, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're not going there. You're going to stay and pick your area.
I can stay at home and not get a hotel, and not have to.
Not have to get a hotel. That's nice.
Get yelled at by Dawn because she claimed she found it first when she wasn't even at the yard sale yet. I called ahead. I was like, "All right, sorry."
I called ahead. Hey, that's like when I saw those shirts from the car, and I was like, I call those NASCAR shirts.
That's right, and that's what makes you a great picker. That is what makes you. It's not the only thing, but. Yeah, so everybody else, y'all go hang out with them. Tallahassee, way bigger, undervalued, really. But I don't want to have to drive a couple hours when I can stay at my house. And then Jimmy and Joe, y'all are welcome to stay here, and then we'll go out and pick. just nice, peaceful, calm. Do a little hangout with some of the local resellers, but it's not worth y'all out there. It's not worth coming over here. There's just not enough stuff. But Tallahassee, booming. They got 40. Dude,
Tallahassee's where we at.
one neighborhood had 70 sales.
70.
Yeah,
Wow.
we got there at 7. Didn't leave till after noon.
Those are
That
fun.
was the only thing we did on Saturday, folks. Wait till it gets closer. Look on Facebook. You'll see that neighborhood, and y'all go out there.
Wait,
Meet
that's not
ADHD.
that's
Meet
a-
Carrier American Arbitrage. We're just gonna push them. Like Tallahassee is where it's at, folks. Don't come to Pensacola.
Don't go to Pensacola. No.
No,
Tallahassee. Yes.
Where do I fly into down
Yeah.
there?
Where do we fly into?
Destin, Pensacola.
Listen, I'm not doing no puddle jump on a little airplane. Just so you know, I don't do those.
Oh, it don't matter. Destin or Pensacola. If we need to go further, then we'll go further. But Pensacola's probably your best bet.
All right.
Destin is probably closer for me, but they're about the same. They're probably about 45 minutes or so.
Maybe I'll drive.
Miles.
If you want to. If
It's
you
not
want
that
to.
bad of a drive.
The other thing that you want, if y'all want to come down, you don't want to worry about shipping stuff back. We're going to be doing that annual Kevin hangout thing the month after first weekend of May. I don't know if y'all want to come down there for that, because I know Jimmy, you got family over there.
Yeah, we are definitely going to that for
Okay.
sure. Because Sonya
And
wants to see her granny.
in case now y'all can just fly down, and then I'll just drive your stuff up there.
Ooh.
Then you don't have to drive or anything. Like that's best of both worlds. I lug your shit around. I'm used to doing it for Kevin.
You're
I'll
our junk
definitely-
luggers. Can you be our junk washers and
You're
junk
murder.
luggers?
Sorry, negligent homicide. Negligent being I wasn't supposed to be there. Imagine your defense being, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was trying to rob somewhere else."
Somebody else. Where's the gun cabinet? Dang it!
Mm.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
it
Yeah.
was.
All right, so I was trying to transition with the Facebook thingy, the Facebook marketplace postings and stuff, and me being out. It led to my find of the week. Like on that thing, I was just out and about. I can't even. It's hard for me to describe it. I pull up to a garage sale. Lady's like, "Oh, are you looking for anything?" They're moving out to California. Yuck. But they want to be close to their grandkids. I don't love anybody enough to move to California, but they're doing it for their grandkids. And she was like, "Hey, we're just trying to get rid of stuff." And I was like, "Well, typically I look for 80s action figures and 80s and 90s stuff, like toys and video games." And she's like, "Well, my grandkids are in town until tomorrow, but we're going to be doing this next weekend. You can come back. We got a lot of toys from our kids when they were younger." Well, it ended up being, she was like, "Well, they're 40." And I'm like, "Ooh, kind of prime age. Like, I wish it was 45, maybe 47. I don't know, but 40." She goes in. I get like 3 different horses from She-Ra. I get the Claudine, like the pink flocked panther
Yep.
that goes with dang, I forgot her name. It starts with the C. Katara, that the She-Ra figure, the other character, She-Ra character. So it's Katara and Claudine. I get that. And I'm going through it.
Mike, I had my thing on the camera because you said it starts with a C. I wasn't sure what word you were going to say, so but
The camera was.
just putting it out there. I was nervous. I was nervous.
Point out you were wrong, Joe.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
But yeah, she goes and pulls out. I get this bunch of Disney PVC and like the Lion King figures, Little Mermaid figures. I get the actual dolls, Aladdin and Jasmine, like from back in the day. So it was late 80s, early 90s, like perfect little time for me to pick up a score. And then somebody else came up after, like in the middle of it. It's like, "Oh, you got any video games?" I was like, "Yeah, good luck, dude. Sorry." And the lady's like, "No." And I'm searching through these tubs and pulling stuff out. And she's like, I just thought about it. I think I have some tubs up in the closet. Let me wait and get my husband to see, but I think it has some of my son's video games.
So
And
you had to fight now for video games?
oh no, I think they had already left or he was out in the thing, but I'd already
Mhm.
asked for him. And I I was like, well, hey, your husband, so you don't both have to leave the cell. If you don't object, I can help you get them down. She's like, no, that's fine. So I go in there, open it up. Like one of the tubs, I see it's got like a my first Sony Walkman or recorder thing, music
Yeah.
thing, little stereo with a microphone,
Yep.
and it's got a Batmobile under it.
Ooh.
Underneath that is a just a layer, and I see a box for Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, the boxes. And I was like, all right, well, that's good. I saw some notebooks, like little trapper keepers underneath. Turns out
Wow.
they had like Lion King cards and a bunch of old Marvel cards, and one of them has a bunch of foil cards. So I don't know about those, but we're gonna do some research. And then the tub under that, N64, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, sitting on top. Underneath, I don't know, probably 8 Game Gear games, and then 7 or 8 N64 games. I didn't even
Yeah.
look underneath because by the time I got it outside, the other guy was like kind of standing over. There's people, and I'm like, what do you want? He's like, just make me a fair offer. I didn't see any of the games underneath, but I was like, $100. What do you think? I figured that's gonna be fair. I mean, I don't know what's underneath,
Yeah.
and he was like, that's plenty fair. That's more than fair. So do the $100, walk out. I figure it's gonna cover my butt on the consoles and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the boxes were as good as they are. They're a little bent up and everything, but I know people like take them apart and press them and then put them back together.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, they'll take that. They'll unfold the box. They'll like take the adhesive, I'll heat up, unfold the box, put it down on like a heat press, and press it
Yeah.
out where it
Flatten it out.
goes flat again, and then they redo their corners and everything.
That's cool.
I don't know, but I ended up getting all this. Had a couple of Zelda games, so I had Ocarina of Time, another Zelda, of course, the Super Smash Brothers, the Mario 64, the Mario Kart 64, and some more. And in the Game Gear games, some of them were decent. So, but I got all that for $100 just for asking. Like,
Doesn't happen as often as it used to, but I still, a couple times a year that happens. I had a couple. I don't find boxes very often, but I find games. I found last year I had 2 good video game buys. 2 of them.
yeah,
I don't
one
find,
video
I don't
game
find them
video.
that often. You know,
It's much more difficult in the big city for sure. Like big city,
I
man.
guess, yeah.
There's so
Like nowadays, it really takes asking. It really takes asking, and you got to like
yeah.
do it in a roundabout way, and then somebody's willing to separate. Like that's how Rod killed it on Flea Across Florida this past fall. He asked somebody, and dude, it was like I'm just sitting in the truck crying,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Give me one more minute." Goes back and gets a box full of consoles. Goes back and gets a box full of the cases that he already bought the disc for. And I'm talking like Alice in Wonderland, Xbox 360, like all the horror stuff. I forgot what the other ones were, but he got a binder full of games with no cases, and then it went back and he's like, "Oh, I found the cases for all of these." I'm like,
At this point, I agree 100%. Like at this point, you should just be asking. I used to not ask every sale, but I've learned because how many times, even out here, how many times do I ask and they're like, "You're the 5th person that's asked me that." Like,
mm-hmm.
because everybody's asking. There's people that's their job. That's like their job. They go to and that's the only thing they ask for. They roll up, they ask for video games or anything old like that. But sometimes they'll say, "Do you have any video games?" And when they say no, they get in their car and they leave and they try to hit as many sales as possible, only asking that. So that's your competition.
Yeah, I've seen some guys like because a lot of times like around here the community yard sales are usually in Jersey, which is right over the bridge for me. But they all usually have their community sales. It turns out to be that a lot of them are on the same day, so you can't get to all. You can't get to all of them. But I ran into a couple guys, and that's all they do. Some of them, they won't even get out of the car. Some of them, they'll just ask, and they do their lap to try to hit all the houses, and then they'll come back. You know, if someone says, "Oh yeah, we got some video games," they'll get out. But after they hit every house, then they'll start over again and look for, the secondary items that they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I kudos to the people that go out there and do that. Whether it be a collector or a reseller that goes out and they're just doing that, it beats the hell out of like people watching Heck and Steve that are the only thing they navigate is a pathway of piss bottles in their bedroom, like while they're sitting there being bitter cucks on freaking YouTube. Like
bitter what?
Just no.
What was that word?
Huh?
Bitter what's?
Jimmy.
Bitter what's? What'd you say?
Bitter souls.
All right.
Bitter souls.
Bitter souls.
I like that.
I think I should end the show before you actually tell me what you actually said. Duck?
Cuckold.
What's that?
Oh my God.
What did you say?
Urban Dictionary. I mean, like, you don't even have to Urban Dictionary. It's in a real dictionary. I promise. Like, no. Yeah, just.
How do you spell it?
Oh my God.
Put it in the private chat. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
CUCK.
Oh boy. All right.
Google it.
My spelling of it correctly gets an oh boy. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Jimmy's like, elaborate, please. Can you use it in a sentence?
I got too much editing to do already.
What's the origin of the word? Like, calm down. Calm down, easy, eh?
Use it in a sentence.
All right, gentlemen. We got anything else to talk about?
You didn't do your sale of the week.
We got to do the shit. Oh, huh?
You got to do sale of the week, and then you got to do the.
I got to add it. Hold on. Do a shout out right now, and then I'm going to put it at the beginning because we forgot to shout out Mike Metco's.
Did Trash and Cash manage to do this crap? Do we know?
Managed to do what?
Sign up. They wanted to sign up. Dave's like, hey, I can't do the join thing. Folks, let us know out there if y'all are having issues with the join, because it's like we had some people say that they cannot join. And Trash and Cash, you're on the hook. Dave said he was going to join. He has yet to do that. Shame on y'all. No more shout outs for y'all at all, unless you pay us.
Ever again.
Unless you pay us.
If you wear a sweater
like that, you're definitely going to get shouted out. Okay, Jimmy will dissect that son of a gun. But we didn't do the ticker thing at the end, so everybody gets a good shout out this week. Jackie Rose, thank you very much. Keith Vintage Sports Flip and Mike Medco Meetups. Mr. Mike Camparelli, thank y'all very much. And we're going to add you to the end as well, because that's what we're supposed to do. If Jimmy knows anything about anything, it's contracts. So, Jimmy, do your job. It's in the contract. Put their names at the end. But sell of the week, I'll tell you, I just we didn't even do video editing. We're going to talk about video editing next week, folks, because we've gone on and on. But go back, check me out on Death Pile Picker. I just dropped I will have dropped a video yesterday or possibly today. But either way, I said within a week, and it's going to be within a week of the new year. So that would be tomorrow. I have to drop a video tomorrow. It will be tomorrow, folks. So go check that out over on Death Pile Picker, and you will see my sell of a week of a Snap-on Torque Master. Paid $20 for it and sold it for $90.